Hosted by you/top travel 7135. When I was 17, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. 2 years later, she passed away. During those 2 years, my dad wasn't around much. He was always working and going on business trips. My aunt and grandma took care of my mom. About 5 months after my mother's passing, my dad introduced me to his new girlfriend. I was furious. I yelled at him for how quickly he had moved on from my mom, only for them to tell me that they had been in a relationship for 3 years. My dad had been cheating on my mom while she was dying. His so-called business trips were to meet his affair partner. I was so angry that I packed my stuff and left his house. I haven't spoken to him since that day. I'm now 25. The only family member I still talk to is the aunt who helped me when I left my dad's house. A few days ago, my aunt called to check in on me and then asked if I had heard from my dad. I told her, why would I want to hear from him again? My aunt said that my dad was getting married to his affair partner and that attending the wedding might help mend our relationship. I asked her why I would even consider doing that and told her that he was dead to me. There was silence on the phone for a moment before my dad's voice came on the line, asking if that's really how I felt about him. I immediately hung up when I realized he was with my aunt during the call. I texted my aunt afterward, reminding her that I had asked her not to share any information about me with my dad, which she had agreed to. She texted back, calling me a jerk for what I said and claiming that my dad was crushed to hear it, adding that I should have moved on by now. Not wanting to argue with someone who had once helped me, I blocked her. Over the next 2 days, I received a wedding invitation in the mail. The only person in my family who knew my address was my aunt. She also gave my number to various family members, and I started getting bombarded with calls and texts from my dad, uncles, cousins, and other aunts, all saying I should give him a chance and attend the wedding. Some even called me names for what I said to him. The affair partner also texted me, saying that my dad was considering postponing the wedding and urging me to just talk to him. For context, the affair partner had been a friend of my mom's and knew she had cancer. I responded that it wasn't my fault if he postponed the wedding and reiterated that I didn't want a relationship with either of them. They are trying to force it on me. Things have gone quiet since, but being told by so many people on my dad's side that I'm the jerk has left me feeling conflicted. Still, I'm sticking to my decision. So, am I the jerk here? Commenter. It feels like there is a catch for them to be reaching out now and not years ago. Ops response. Actually, I thought about this too, and I think you may be right because I received some texts like, it's a son's duty to take care of his father, and, your future kids would want their grandfather in their lives. So, I sent a text to all 39 numbers that called or texted me, detailing what dad did, and then I blocked all of them. I don't care about their responses. Update 1 month later. First, I want to thank everyone who commented on the first post and those who messaged me. It really helped me stick with my decision not to attend the wedding. I wanted to update earlier, but it's been pretty hectic with work. After receiving many texts and calls from multiple family members, I sent a text to all of them detailing what my dad did and why I chose to go no contact with him. I then blocked all the numbers. I've since changed my number but kept the old one on a separate phone to collect evidence in case they start harassing me from random numbers. Luckily, nothing happened, and I thought that was the end of it. A week or so after that, my aunt's fiancé came to my apartment. He knows what time I get off work and was waiting for me in the parking lot. I was apprehensive, but he assured me he only wanted to talk. According to him, the text I sent caused a major upheaval in the family. He told me that some of the cousins who didn't know what had happened in the past started questioning my dad and his affair partner. They became defensive and denied it, but someone revealed that it was true. This sparked a massive argument within the family, with some cousins pulling out of the wedding. My dad wanted to postpone the wedding to talk to me, but the affair partner threatened to leave him if he did. News of what my dad and the affair partner did also reached some of their friends, who had at one point been friends with my mom as well. Some of them also pulled out of the wedding, which caused the affair partner to have a breakdown. She started banning anyone, family members included, who brought it up from attending the wedding. According to my aunt's fiancé, she is blaming all of this on me, claiming I did it intentionally. I laughed at that. Somehow, the wedding is still happening. I asked him about my aunt and how all of this started, and he said all he knows is that there was a conversation about how bad the family would look if I wasn't at the wedding, and my aunt offered to call me. He said he disagreed with her decision, but she did it anyway. He told me he was only there because he felt I needed to know what had happened. I thanked him but told him I would be going completely no contact with her and, by extension, with him as well. He agreed, wished me well, and left. I won't lie and say I'm completely okay. I miss my aunt. I miss my mom. But I know what I did was the right thing. I'm currently staying with my girlfriend, and she has been cheering me up by coming up with absurd ways to ruin the wedding. As many of you suggested, I should try therapy, and I'm going to take that advice. Some of the comments made me realize that I've bottled up a lot of grief and anger. I'm super nervous about it, but I also feel it'll be good for me. So, once again, thank you for all your comments and advice. Ciao. Commenter. Honestly, I want to know what some of these ideas are. One last nail in the coffin would be satisfying. Ops response. The very first idea she came up with was, let's go to the landfill and catch some rats, Then let's release them at the wedding. It got progressively worse from there. Obviously, this is just for fun, and I have no intention of going anywhere near that wedding. But reading some of the ideas here is giving me a good laugh. Second update 1 year later. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but I logged in today and saw a lot of messages asking me what happened and how I'm doing. I wasn't sure if I should write this or if anyone would even see it because I don't know if I'm doing it right, but here it goes. For everyone asking what happened at the wedding, I don't know much. All I know is that they got married. No one from that family has contacted me since then, and I haven't gone asking around either. I am at peace with it. As for me, things are different now. First, I want to thank everyone who reached out and asked how I've been holding up. Your kindness means more than I can put into words. I'm getting better, slowly, though the journey hasn't been easy. A lot has changed since my last update. I'm single now and have moved to a new city. My ex, who I'll call Mia, and I separated about 4 months after my last post. We celebrated 2 years together in March and talked about our future. But I was a mess. Therapy started well, but I quickly realized just how many unresolved issues I had bottled up from losing my mom. I was struggling emotionally, crying at random, worrying about some messed up thoughts that I might somehow turn into my dad, and spiraling with fears I couldn't control. Mia had dreams of marriage and kids, and I knew I wasn't in the right place to give her the future she deserved. It would have been very selfish of me to ask her to stay until I got better. We had a long, honest talk, lots of tears, and ultimately decided to part ways. It wasn't easy, but it was the best decision for both of us. Mia and I still cared for each other deeply, and she, along with my friends, checked on me every day after the breakup. I wasn't left to face things alone, and for that, I'm so grateful. In July, I was offered the chance to move to the head office of my company in another city. After discussing it with my therapist, I decided it would be a good opportunity to change my surroundings and start fresh. In September, I made the move. My best friend used 25 days of his 30-day holiday to help me pack, move, and settle in. I can't overstate how much that meant to me. I have incredible friends. Since then, I've been taking things one day at a time. The new office has been amazing. Everyone was so welcoming, which was a big relief since I've been anxious about starting over somewhere new. I now attend online therapy sessions twice a week and grief counseling in person here. It's been helping a lot. I'm in a much better headspace than I was before, though I still don't feel ready to date again. For now, I'm focusing on my career and on continuing to heal. Once again, thank you to everyone who has supported me, whether through messages or just by caring enough to check in. It means the world. Ciao.